Hello and welcome to the webinar Ecotan Shift to Biocircular, brought to you by ILM in association with raw materials pricing website, the SAR Report. I'm Martin Ricker, Content Director of International Leather Maker, the leading leather industry business information brand. I would like to acknowledge our webinar sponsor, Silvateam. Antonio Batilla and Eric Poles from the company will join us on the webinar today. This webinar will explore how Silvateam's Ecotan system proposes a complete solution for circular leather articles and leather offcuts, which can be transformed into fertilisers for organic agriculture at the end of their useful life. In this webinar, Silvateam will outline this innovative technology and outline how the leathers are produced by one of its partner tanners. Before we start with our first presentation, I would like to give a brief introduction to International Leather Maker. ILM serves the global leather supply chain across several media platforms online and through a number of other digital formats, as well as 6 printed magazines. The website, internationalleathermaker.com, is updated several times daily with the latest industry news, views and information. Please keep an eye out for further upcoming webinars and other digital events which will be announced on our website. We also broadcast a series of industry-specific, free-to-download podcasts which form part of our View from the Top series. You can access all of the podcasts by visiting our homepage. Now I would like to introduce today's presenters. The first presentation will be by Antonio Batilla, Leather Business Unit Manager at Silvateam, who will provide some background information about the Ecotan concept, how it was conceived with a view to fit within a biocircular environmental system. The second presentation is by Eric Poles, Leather Sales Manager at Silvateam. He will cover some of the technical aspects of Ecotan and outline its many possibilities for finished leather products. Finally, providing a tanner's perspective on how Ecotan works in an industrial setting, Mehmet Sepeci, CEO of Turkish tanners Sepeci Tanneries, will talk about the company and outline why they chose to partner with Silvateam on the Ecotan system. The presentations will be followed by a live Q&A session with our 3 presenters, and you are invited to add your questions in the box being indicated on the screen now. Please let us know which presenter the question is aimed at. So now I'll hand over to our first presenter, Antonio Batilla from Silvateam.
So this is the presentation on Ecotan. Shift to Biocircular is our motto. A brief introduction to Silvateam before. It's a family-run business founded in Italy in 1854. We are going for another 70 years in the business. We are the world leader in the production of vegetable extracts, among the top 5 producers of leather tanning chemicals. We have 4 production sites in the world, working in 60 countries with over 10,000 customers. We had a strong pull from the fashion industry to do something real different from in the leather industry for us and the planet. And we came up with the biocircular approach, an approach that we called like this because bio stresses the fact that the tannin is based on natural extracts that are sustainable and renewable, and circular because we wanted to solve the problem that leather has, that what to do in the afterlife once the leather good is used. And we came with a solution that is able to recycle our Ecotan leather. So the concept we developed is a leather that is natural and healthy in its birth, in its life, and in its next life. In its birth, because it stands mostly with natural extract and synthetic polymers, a leather that is good for the user during its life and that can be recycled in its next life. Ecotan leather, once it's used in its product, can be turned into an organic fertilizer. We didn't go the biodegradable way because we think biodegradability for leather has a lot of issues, including the normative issues, because leather is not allowed in composting. Instead, leather is allowed as in the production of fertilizers, and through a chemical process that transforms the leather, makes it into a fertilizer that is certified for organic farming, that goes back to nature, feeding the animals that give us back the leather. So a perfect circular system. The process is largely based on natural tannins, some of them very well known, like chestnut, quebracho, and tara, and one that has been introduced by us on the leather industry lately, that is gallnut. And all of these materials are sustainably sourced and renewable. To take an example for chestnut, that is the main component of our system, chestnut is cultivated in Italy. It's coppiced from natural woods. Coppiced means that you don't kill the tree, but the tree regrows from the same roots that are hundreds of years old. And this makes the cycle very fast for a natural forest. And it's so sustainable that we have certified our production PFC, and all the tannins used for Ecotan leather has to be certified PFC, which is a big innovation also for the leather industry. It's the mark of renewability and sustainability for forestry products. So we developed all this concept after many years of work of being asked by fashion industry to have a more sustainable, a definitive solution to the sustainability of leather. And we partnered, we put our technology that we developed in the last years, like Eric will explain later. This is a big step because with these natural tannins, we can now obtain basically all the range of leathers that have traditionally been produced with chrome tanning. And we partnered with finishing companies to develop a finishing that is compatible with the recycling system. Of course, not all the finishings are compatible with recycling, and that's why all the leathers carrying the Ecotan brand have to be certified for recyclability, among other things. And we launched the project with a selection of tanneries in all over the world that today have quite a full range of leathers for the industry, not only fashion, but also automotive, upholstery, and so on. Now, during its life, Ecotan leather has very strong advantages because the high presence of natural tannins inside the leather and the veg tanning makes the leather extremely perspirable, and this prevents the formation of bacteria and of sweat, creating an extremely healthy customer experience. Next slide is, of course, one of the biggest developments with this technology, because finally leather can be recycled. It's going to be a big effort to build a system where consumers actually can dispose of the article and make a recycling system complete. But today, for instance, all the shaving and the scraps from the production of leather goods, which are already more than 50% of the whole production of leather, can be recycled into organic fertilizer. It's a really high quality fertilizer certified for organic farming, and the presence of natural tannins inside the compounds makes it very powerful in its efficiency. And of course, leather good companies, fashion companies who want to start a system of recycling can create today. We are working with that with a few companies to create a system where customers bring back to the fashion company their shoes or leather bags, and the company takes care of scrapping the leather and sending it to the partner who transforms it into fertilizer. And this is a brief presentation, but what we want to transmit is that behind every concept there is very strong science and research. So basically, for every claim and statement of this presentation, we have a full presentation so that companies interested into go further in depth into studying these concepts can do a lot of research. So to recap the concept, it's a free-from technology. We wanted to avoid all the products that have been somehow in the target of the fashion industry as a concern. So it's a metal-free technology, but not only free from that, also from other materials that can be used for chrome-free leather. It's based, as I said, mostly on natural tannins, and chestnut tannin is the base for all of our technologies. What we did a work. This concept was developed with Pete Langford, who is a big thinker in the US of a sustainable shoe, and he helped us design this concept to answer the request of the fashion industry. And like Eric will now show, and as I said before, the range of articles that we have obtained with these new technologies is impressive. Many of these articles had never been produced with natural tannins before this year. And of course, the fact that Ecotan leathers can be recycled into a new life, into organic agriculture, we think should be a new standard for leather to solve the big issues that leather has with what can be done with it after its use. So thank you. This is a brief description of the Ecotan concept.
Thank you, Antonio.
Our world is in trouble. Hotter summers, rising sea levels, our lands and oceans awash in plastic trash. Concerned consumers are looking for answers from the brands they love. However, most companies seem unable to answer the call. While our environmental concerns grow, brands continue to work from an old playbook that uses marginally improved versions of old materials. It's time for something different. Together with some of the world's best tanneries, we've developed a groundbreaking solution for creative thinkers looking to answer their customers' call. We've created a revolutionary leather better for you and the planet. We borrowed nature's wise and robust solution, tannins, that have been protecting plants for millions of years, applied human ingenuity, and created the first truly biocircular leather that has a proven path back to nature. From nature to leather to product to organic fertilizer and back again to nature, Ecotan leather is part of an infinite loop seamlessly merged with nature's cycle. Born at the tannery, Ecotan leather is safe, green, and clean. Our unique process combines hides with natural tannins and biocircular polymers. No metals, no aldehydes, no dangerous substances. Like all great leather, Ecotan solutions are expressive, comfortable, and long-lasting. Our leather ups the game with tannages that wick moisture away quickly, actively fight odor in shoes, and keep a healthy biome intact. At the end of their life, both used leather and leather scraps from the factory can be transformed into valuable organic fertilizers, providing plants with the essential nutrients they need. We understand that completing the loop is the new standard for planet Earth. Ecotan, the world's first biocircular leather, is designed to meet that standard and be a key tool for brands looking to rise to the challenge. Shift to biocircular with Ecotan.
I will now hand over to our second presenter, Eric Poles.
So good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are located. I am going to show you the technological part of Ecotan and the application aspect. So I will run through a few slides. We created the brand Ecotan several years ago to include all our sustainable solutions of Silvateam. And we created Ecotan, of course, because of the market requirements. And we have our customers, it's quite a common request that we have from the brands and from all the customers in general, which is to have leathers which are free from chrome, not only free from chrome, but also free from other metals, especially the big brands of the fashion. They are nowadays asking a lot of metal-free leathers, and since several years, there is no emission of free formaldehyde in the leathers. But also we have many requests for aldehyde-free process, including glutaraldehyde or other aldehydes, especially the OEMs of automotive. They are asking the tanneries to develop leathers without glutaraldehyde. And all these leathers, we have to develop them with good performance in terms of light and heat fastness, strong leathers. And regarding the process and the pollution, we have a request for processes with low percentages of chlorides and sulfate in the effluent, especially here in Italy, in the Artignano area, and also to have low pollutions of COD and BOD. And we need to do a quite big variety of leather, including very soft, lightweight, and tight leathers with good dyeability. And of course, all the tanners are interested in having a process which is of low cost, or at least there is a possibility of doing a range of low-cost leathers. And the process has to be easy to scale up in production and to be able to manufacture without any problem the finished goods. So for all these requests, we have worked a lot in our processes, and we have developed the Ecotan technology. We have different options, but I will just include in this presentation the two main ones. The first one is just simple tannage with a performing natural tannin. So we have developed quite a lot the range of natural products, and now we have very high performing extracts and high performing formulations. And in some cases, we do also a process passing through a wet brown stage using our Ecotan PAP. This is done mainly for tanneries which are used to do chrome, so they don't have the equipment to do the traditional full tannage, and they need to pass through a wet brown stage. The Ecotan PAP, which is the base of most of our recipes, is a product with very good self-tanning properties. You can actually make a leather only with Ecotan PAP. It's a product that is 100% soluble, it's free of metal, and it doesn't contain any glutaraldehyde, triazine, oxazolidine, phosphonium, or any substance of high concern. And it gives a very light color if you tan with the product alone, with good light and heat fastness, and that allow us to make quite a wide range of leather articles. The process of making Ecotan PAP, the product is done by selecting some natural raw materials, and mainly we work with a variety of gallnuts, which are very rich in tannin, and they have the property of being very light in color. We blend the gallnut with the chestnut wood and with tara pots, and then after grinding the raw materials, we make a selected extraction, which is done with some specific solvents. This is a technology that we inherited from the tannins that we sell for wine and champagne, so it's a very selected extraction. We have a recovery of the spent fibers, either to produce biomass to burn in a power plant, or to produce wooden pellets that we sell for stoves that are used at homes of people. Following the process of extraction, we make a purification of the leach liquor, and then we do modification of this extract, and we disperse it with some synthetic polymers to have an extra light color and a more dispersing tannin material. And we either sell it in the liquid form, or we can also spray dye it and sell it as a powder. This is how high the pre-tan or tan with Ecotan PAP looks like. This is a steer European hide. You can see it's quite open. It has a slight hazelnut color on the wet stage, which after drying becomes quite light in color. So these are a series of leather. Some of them are only tan with Ecotan PAP, others are retan with syntan. So we can go from very pale beige up to nearly snow white colors. Another aspect of Ecotan PAP technology, we have thought of the pollution load of the process, and what we can do after pickling, we do either pre-tanning or tanning with Ecotan PAP, and the liquor which is obtained after the process, which has quite a high COD load that can go from 40,000 or up to 80,000 if you do a full tannage, we can actually recover this bath for the following pickling, and after pickling we do a coloring, and in this way the same raw hide exhausts the residual tannins, and what we actually unload to the water treatment plant is about 7,000 ppm of COD, so with a very drastic reduction of the COD/BOD load. And we can do that forever. After pre-coloring, we do the regular coloring, and the leftover liquor of the second batch, we can use it for pre-tanning again, and we repeat the operation as many times as we want. And the only thing that we discharge to the water treatment plant is this pre-coloring liquor, which is very low in COD. These charts show you also the biodegradability of the spent liquor. So actually, with the original spent liquor, after 10 days, we have a reduction to 20,000 ppm of COD. On the right side, we have the pre-coloring liquor, which is already reduced to 7,000 ppm, as I mentioned in the slide before. And the biodegradation goes down to 1,000 ppm of COD. So starting from 80,000 to 1,000, we have a reduction on the COD load of over 98%. Here we have some data of the shrinkage temperature of the pretannage with Ecotan PAP. It's not an extremely high shrinkage temperature. We obtain around 70 degrees centigrade, but actually the hides dewater on salmon very well, and they shave very well. It works both in full substance or in lime splitted hides, and there is no burning on the shaving. If we do a full tannage with Ecotan PAP, we go up to 80 degrees centigrade of shrinkage temperature. And in the crust, after drying, we obtain a crust of 80-85 degrees centigrade, which is very similar to the shrinkage temperature you get on a glutaraldehyde-free typical crust. Of course, the pre-tannage only with glutaraldehyde will be a little higher, but as I mentioned, we do not have shaving problems. And also, if the wet brown dries, we can wet it back quite easily. Here we have a comparison on the light fastness. This one is a typical conventional Tara syntan crust, glutaraldehyde-free tan, retan with a typical disulfone and Tara. And on the right, we have 100% Ecotan PAP crust and exposed to light and heat with the same conditions. So you can see that the heat and light fastness is much better for Ecotan PAP. And finally, we can make a very wide range of leathers, from bag to upholstery, automotive, upper leather, notebook, burnished leather, belting in light colors, in dark colors, small skin both on goat and sheep, and wool-on leather, so the product is quite versatile. I didn't want to enter in this presentation on the details of the product because the formulations are so many, and we tend to do a lot of tailor-made solutions. So what we like to do with our customers, we treat them as partner, and we try to develop something which is special for them and according to their needs. So that's all from my side. It's a very quick review of what are the possibilities of the process, and for any details, you can contact us anytime, and we will be happy to serve you with formulations, technologies, and details. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eric. That was great. And now I would like to hand over to our final presenter, Mehmet Sepeci.
Good morning and good afternoon. I am Mehmet Sepeci from Sepeciler Tannery, Turkey. We are proud to be the first and only tannery in Turkey to carry out the Ecotan leather project in partnership with Silva. Sepeci is third generation family institution which was founded in 1930, passing on almost 100 years of know-how and progressive vision to its production and management processes. Sepeci has formed a well-established company culture that is sure to endure for many generations to come. Today, Sepeci offers a wide range of products, all produced from bovine, steer, bull, and cow hides. These are tanned using various techniques, either vegetable, chrome, or biocircular, among many according to customer requests, and shipped to every corner of the world. I studied at Leather Sellers Center in College, Northampton, UK between 86 and 88. Throughout the years, I professionalized in particular vegetable tanned leather and sole leather with the force of family business know-how. As member of Sepeci, I always in research and apply clean environment, clean technologies, less water consumption, selected environmental chemicals usage. Almost 33 years in family business, I took different positions and responsibilities, and now I am the CEO of the company for 15 years. Now we would like to show you a short video about our production and about Ecotan processes in our tannery.
We are Sepeci, and it literally means tanners in Turkish. Our journey began in 1930. We started leather manufacturing as a family corporation by tanning goat leather. Since then, we continue our operations in our environmentally conscious and sustainable facility. We believe, we are aware of our duties for a clean and beautiful world, and we believe we can produce a leather that is equally beautiful and clean, with environmental responsibilities in mind. We focus on customer satisfaction, as well as having respect for the environment and social responsibility. Consecutive enhancements and pioneer projects on overall management are inseparable fragments on our journey to create perfect leather. We are the first. Sepeci is the first leather manufacturer in Turkey to be a member of Leather Working Group, and the goal was first achieved in 2016. With the increased experience in this program, Sepeci upgraded its membership status to Gold-rated member in 2020. We produce. Leather is one of the oldest and most versatile organic materials known to man. Processes are tailored to give specific properties to the hides as they are being transformed into leather. Our campus accommodates vegetable, sole, and chrome tanneries. We are proud. Sepeci is the first and only tannery in Turkey to be an official project partner of Silvateam for the Ecotan project, a tanning system that is safe, green, and clean, with no metals, no alkalides, and no dangerous substances. A biocircular leather that completes the loop, coming from nature and returning back to nature as a superior organic fertilizer. With a monthly production capacity of 1,200 tons of raw hide and nearly 1 century of know-how, we serve the global brands. We care. Reducing the carbon footprint of our facility has been one of the priorities of the Sepeci family for many years. Sepigi has a solar energy plant with a capacity of 12 megawatts at a location close to our tannery. And now we're getting ready to actualize a 2.3 megawatt roof solar power plant, which will produce all the electric energy that our facility requires. We redesign our production system to save natural resources and energy. In 1985, the first individual tannery wastewater treatment plant in Turkey was built with a 1,000 cubic meter daily capacity. We reduce waste. Sepigi has pioneered waste management projects in the leather industry, being first in Flushing Waste Recovery Plant and acquiring the sludge composting patent. In accordance with new trends and legislation, we aim to be a tannery that accomplishes the zero waste to landfill principle in the near future. And we know leather is here to stay, and with our century-old craftsmanship, we will continue to tan, just like we do. Sepigi.
Thanks for watching the video. Ecotan system, first actually I heard and started to invest was in 2017 in Milano Elena Pelle exhibition. Then when I understand this would be the future, we believe the technology because we are always looking for environmental friendly methods for our production. And we contacted with Silva, and then we made trials over trials, and we produced actually shoe upper leathers, garment leathers, upholstery leathers, and we tested everything, and we believed this would be the future. Then we started to introduce our customers these leathers. The first customer reaction was difficult because really for industrial shoe manufacturers, at the beginning they look with suspicion because of their production systems, temperature, and the other details. But when they slowly understood the leather, and we explained them how this leather would be in the future, then there's plenty of interest for this kind of leather from upholstery, from garments, and from shoes. And now we are quite happy to be in the system, to work with Silva and to work with Ecotan. And day by day, our production is getting more experience with that. And our customers started to make their productions, which we are receiving good returns. And we hope this is the future.